how do you ensure that your dog knows who's the boss? So we are going to give you some tips, and with us is Sam, who's an expert in terms of pets, animals, and he's also a little bit of a dog whisperer, as I always say. But Sam, do dogs don't really know that my owner is the boss or my human is the boss?
No, most of the times, actually the problem happens because people, it's good to treat animals with a lot of love and affection. Let them do their thing, don't beat them up, all of that is fine. But people also need to draw the line that they are animals and they are very strong-willed animals, right? You have to understand that genetically, they have made a transition from being wolves in the wild to now being inside your house.
That thing on your couch?
Yes.
Was a wolf?
Yes. And 99.99% of the genetic material from a wolf and a dog are not different. As a result of which, even in the wild, you see a lot of times they crossbreed also. They can procreate together, right? So one's genetic material can be used with another to procreate. So what I'm getting at essentially is they're very strong-willed, very hardwired dogs, right? And as a result of which, they have a pack mentality. And unless you're the leader, they are striving to be the leader. You have to understand they're wired for it. So, if you want to take, in an animal, live a life which is a happy, fulfilling life for the both of you, you will have to choose to be a leader, because if a dog starts making decisions, his decisions are essentially wild decisions, right?
Okay, so I'm just trying to wrap my head around this.
Sure.
That I understand, that little thing over there could assert himself to be a leader and say that, oh, I'm such a big thing and I can be the boss.
Yeah.
This is a small little thing.
Right.
Don't they have an idea about how big they are and how much can they enforce that?
So clearly, you've not ever stayed with a Chihuahua. Just as an example, if you were
I've seen videos.
Yes, but if you were to have seen, or lived in a space with a Chihuahua, or maybe even a Lhasa, of yesteryears, a Spitz, which we, generically in India used to call Pomeranian in the 90s and early 2000s, you would be shocked. See, a lot of times you don't have an idea of their size. Also, you as a human would be doing yourself and your family a great disservice if you think a smaller dog cannot assert himself or herself. Again, breed characteristics will come into play, but if a dog has not been homogenized to stay, in a social setting, the probability of a smaller dog biting you or injuring you can be palpably high. Just as an example, if you were to look at the teeth of a toy breed versus say a large breed, you would realize they are sharp. A scissor bite from a little dog can be very, very. It wouldn't be fatal, but you would be bleeding right, left, and center. And I have known a lot of people who've had a dog bite. They've cut a vein, they've cut a nerve, and in that process, they were to be hospitalized and they were in an ICU because a small dog breed sort of bit them. So don't judge a dog by its size. It is very feisty. It can survive in the wild. It can go and hunt. It's a potent animal to have.
If it's a cousin of a wolf, then I think we should then obviously think like that. And this is the cousin of a wolf. Don't be fooled by the way he's sleeping. I mean, seriously. So, start giving me tips as to how does I ensure he knows that I'm the boss. How does Dunya know? Because right now he seems to be the boss.
So the point is, it never happens as a holistic thing. Okay, your puppy comes in from day one. You determine when he eats. You determine where he sleeps. You determine what kind of play is harsh play, which is not to be permitted. You have to show them the space for them to, basically relieve themselves, right? At every level, the distinction between permissible and impermissible should be defined, and you have to take a very active role in it. Example, there is another animal in your house. It could be a bird, another dog, a cat. Now or a child. You want to make sure that the relationship is a balanced relationship. It is a relationship which is averse to risk, right? You will have to set those boundaries, and when I say set those boundaries, you have to very vocally communicate to your animal what is okay and what is not okay. Now, I'll give you, a small anecdote on this before we get into the specifics of it. Today's internet age is telling us that, you must not speak very loudly to your child. The neural connections are being formed. It can induce fear into the child. Cortisol levels in a very young child, could start to develop, and then his reaction all through his or her life, to any form of So that's the wrong way to ever pick up a dog. So next time don't pick up a dog like that. That is the perfect way to get yourself bitten, because you are constricting a dog of his space. Remember why a seatbelt goes through your chest. The chest is the only place. If you cannot pick up your dog from his chest, then you're doing it wrong.
Okay.
Right.
Sorry, Pondo.
So a lot of time what happens is, coming back to the point, we are talking to the dog about the good and the bad in the same tone. It is so monotonous. You are expecting the animal to before the animal ever understands language and starts picking up words, he understands tone very, very well. I'll show you an example. Use of the same word. Dunya, idhar aao, idhar, idhar. कैसे? बैठ के बात करो. बैठ. Good boy. Shake and come. भाग ऐसे. भाग. भागो. नहीं बात करनी. नहीं. No. Now you might think that no.
Confused.
Now you think that no is a bad word. Now see. Sit down. उधर होके बैठो. Let's give him some space. वहीं बैठी. Now see. दुनिया? No. उधर जाके बैठ. उधर जाके बैठ. So did he respond to the actual command of what you were saying, or the tone? So the tone. Now see. Better. Better. No. You realize he understands from the tone what we are talking about. Most people they believe that trainers induce an understanding of command. Yes, they start picking up words. They will understand their favorite words. You've seen enough internet videos. Chicken, walk, car, whatever, right? Want to go to grandpa's house? Udhar hoke baithiye. Udhar hoke baithiye. Chaliye. Look at this. Now, this is a physical way of creating distance. Now, most people will say that's not the right thing to do. It is. Why? Because how is it that the animal communicates? Have you ever seen two dogs talk to one another? What they like when they like what they are doing. They'll be licking each other, they are resting, they're kissing one another. बैठ जाइए और मुझे नहीं मिलना आपसे. नहीं मिलूंगा.
You want to remove that other cushion as well?
No. I want to create a barrier between him and me. Okay. So all that I'm saying is, at the end of the day, for an animal to respond, your tone has to be very clear. There are a lot of people.
He's right now trying to create physical distance and trying to remove her by pushing her.
No, that is just him being stupid. That if he has to create distance, he will throw her down. Right?
Achha.
Yeah. So the point is, he doesn't mind that at all. In fact, that touch is giving him comfort. So a lot of times, I'll give you an example. A lot of times, like in our own household, my parents don't want the dog to be on the bed. They find that to be something which is not great. The dog can be anywhere in the house, but not in their bed. So from childhood, the dogs that my parents have had, they would very clearly demarcate to the dog, don't come onto the bed. No, chalo niche, chalo niche, chalo niche. It's that repetitive behavior when the dog is trying the same antics again and again and he's being pushed away. The animal understands that. He starts picking that up. Now, this is about training to a point of comfort. But what happens is, when he knows you are asserting boundaries at every level, he's meeting another dog. Now you realize he's going to push into that dog, put it into his space. There could be a fight, it could be a volatile environment. You're pushing the dog away and you're scolding your own dog. You are not showing signs of anxiety, you are showing signs of control. Then the dog understands, oh, I have a master, a pack leader of sorts who is going to take care of this situation. When you are non-assertive in those situations, your dog will take decisions, will be assertive, and howsoever longer he does that, he will be set in his own place.
Okay, so you mean if I take my dog out for a walk, he meets another dog, shows some sort of an aggression.
You have to cut it, curb it right there.
And tell your dog at that point
Yes.
of time to behave.
Yes.
So that he knows that you are not happy about
I'll
it.
give you another example. A dog, who's about 35 odd kilos, is essentially half of what an average human being would weigh, right? So we should be a very weak animal. But most, fractures with dogs happen because they come for love and they jump onto you or climb onto you, and a dog from medium to large sizes can throw you off. You fall down, you break a leg, you break an arm, you break a femur, you break hips in older people.
35 kilo cannonball gun.
Yes. Now, how do you stop that? As an example, what are you essentially doing? As soon as he's coming from you, you're creating space. You physically, like I have deliberately moved my feet because I do that very, very categorically. If you want to ever see some of the best, trainers in the world, they are essentially at dog shows. Any one of your, viewers can go and check out what the Westminster Dog Show is. It is telecast on Fox News. it is prime time television in the US, where about 1,000 dogs over a period of 3 to 4 days will be competing in their breeds. You'll see the top handlers there. Sometimes you'll see a toy breed being picked up, from the nape of the neck skin. It a couple of years ago created furor
But
amongst.
that's how the mothers also do.
Yes. So it is one of the safest spaces to pick up a puppy. Right now, for example, if a puppy is about to get into some kind of harm, it's very normal for us as breeders, without using our nails, between the fold of our skin, pick up his skin and pick the puppy up into position. This space is one of the safest spaces for the dog to be controlled, picked up, all of those things. Now, what am I getting at? You will see a lot of those breeders when they want to exhibit their dog to a judge. What am I doing here? Not with my feet, but physical space. I don't want this.
If you're standing, you can use.
Yes. But the idea is never to hit. Right?
Yeah, understood.
But a lot of people can't see that. From the outside, when they see that, they think, oh, it's a very violent way to put your dog up. No. What you are doing is
More than violence, I think people have gotten into this area of disrespect.
See, the point is, the biggest respect you can give to an animal is a safe space.
Yes.
The animal should be safe. People in that environment should be safe. The dog should be safe from electricals, hot things that he can cut into. You can create physical barriers. But if a dog wants to pick up something which is at 5 feet, it is a joke. It is a joke for that animal. You have to see them, jump a hurdle, jump a wall which is 8 feet. It is a joke. They are physically one of the most astute sort of mammals, right? They can run at 40 kilometers an hour. They can jump that height. They can bite. They can use their claws.
So basically, they're not doing all that out of respect for you, because they think you are the pack leader.
Yes.
You don't like them.
So a lot of times people will, come up with complaints. I have a German Shepherd. He's not friendly with any of the other dogs. Correct. He was not bred to be friendly. He was bred to be a herding dog. Now you have a herding dog in an apartment space. There's a bigger question to be answered. How did you pick your breed? Now that is done and dusted, right? You can't, and you should never let go of that. But then you never asserted it yourself, and the dog, when he was going through his growth stages and was having his own chemical burst, he was having testosterone, he was having dopamine releases. He thinks he's pleasing you by protecting you from another dog. He's protecting you because he feels you are incapable of protecting yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not being territorial. He's trying to please you as a master. So you have been giving signs of anxiety when you've been around other dogs.
Okay, so you need to have your communication line clear,
Very clear.
consistent, repetitive.
Yes,
What that is.
and very importantly, firm.
Firm. Okay.
Yes, you don't have to be angry, you don't have to be shouty, but your dog should exactly know what mood you're trying to convey. So the voice modulation, in humans it is disrespectful to call somebody, don't do that. But in an animal, if you were to do that in a while, you can use a much lower pitch to communicate the same thing. Chicken karo? Karo. So no.
You know, you just shouted.
Yes, it's
You're showing a little bit of willingness now.
हाथ मिले कर लीजिए please. But he's still, he's circumspect. He understands the tone also well. Kal, teach. You communicate it very differently. And a lot of times, small training tips I can give those to your viewers as well. Don't use the name to say no.
Whose name?
The animal. Okay, think of it like this. Dunya. So a lot of times when he's doing something, you want to say no, you say Dunya. It's like a call out. No, don't do that. Ever.
Oh, because for him,
It should either be a call name or it should be a command.
so he gets activated.
Yes.
And he becomes even more
Yes.
jumpy.
And there could be a negative association with his name also. So every time you call his name, he could then be thinking that maybe he wants me to do the same thing that he called me out last time to do the thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So give the negative without the name.
नहीं उधर चलिए नहीं मिलना मुझे आपसे चाहिए यहाँ से.
Oh, he gave you more space.
We'll call him in a while. What do you? So, and like for example, I am showing love to her. Now, he would want to come and assert himself. You have to check the animal there and then. Initially, it is cute. When a boxer puppy, a German Shepherd puppy, a Golden Retriever puppy is doing that to a little Shih Tzu, you think it's cute. But when he turns into a 40-kilo animal, it doesn't remain cute. It could be a life threat to him. She, out of anxiety, can bite also because she doesn't know what to do around such a big animal. So their socialization norms with tone, physical distance, repetitive, assertive, firm behavior have to be set.
Okay. So we kind of have an idea now how to ensure that your dog knows you are a boss. And as you said, we had listed those few words: clarity, firm, repetitive, consistent. But apart from that, you said the foundation has to be laid really early.
The earlier the better.
Is there a time?
No, so okay. So a lot of times, a lot of your viewers, they would have not bred their dogs, right? They would have acquired a puppy.
Yes.
If it is an ethical breeder, the puppy will not come before 8 weeks of age.
Mm.
But a lot of times you'll see 5-week, 6-week-old puppies which are there. Now, why? I just need to clarify, why is it important to take a puppy between 8 to 10 weeks? Is because a lot of the socialization lessons, the thwarting that comes from a bitch, the mother, would be inculcated, and now it is in the puppy's active memory. He knows when you do that to a dog, for example, go and bite him on his nose without his consent, you get a slap. That slap will come from the mother, not from the human. Now, humans, when they get a 5-week-old puppy, they don't really have the heart to go and slap a 5-week-old.
They let the dog climb
do anything.
over them. And
So, a lot of puppies that are acquired at a very young age, you'd see their biggest problem is biting out of love because they want to nibble. Their love language is nibbling, but they have sharp teeth. लेके आओ, इधर आओ, इधर आइए, इधर आओ, इधर आओ और छोड़ दो उस बॉल को. नहीं, एक मिनट रुकिए. नहीं, ऊपर आ जाओ, ऊपर. बैठ जाओ वहां पे. मैंने क्या बोला है? दुनिया, ऊपर, ऊपर और बैठ जाइए. वहीं बैठिए और आप चलिए नीचे.
Now I have to tell you that this dog is extremely BALL attached.
दुनिया no.
So for him
दुनिया,
to not go
come here.
is a
Come here. Come here.
to find other things.
Come here. Come here. बैठ जाइए यहाँ पे. नहीं लेनी. नीचे, बिल्कुल नीचे. पीछे, बिल्कुल पीछे. नहीं मिलना मुझे. कोई खेल नहीं है. No, no.
Okay.
There's no truce.
Okay. So understood.
Sit down.
The poor thing needs the BALL.
That's okay. You don't give him what he needs when he commands. That is exactly how you set the pecking order. This is the biggest problem. You give in to a demand every time. After a while, it is not a demand, it is a right.
Okay. Same thing as children.
Yes.
Okay.
As humans in a society, you have a fundamental duty towards the state, and then you enjoy fundamental rights. Fundamental rights execution is conditional upon other people's.
You need to teach them how to respect authority. You need to
Not
tell
even
them
that.
police is.
Not even that actually. Think of it like this: freedom of speech and expression, right? Professing religion. It cannot happen at the cost of that freedom being usurped from others. My right of speech cannot take away your right of speech. That is the limitation. The first line is drawn there. Now here, you don't want him to play at this juncture. It is extremely important that you do that. Just as an example, please show it to your viewers. Go and get the ball. Go and pick it up. Now.
Oh my God! He got the football.
Yes, and it was in his mouth.
How did he get it?
He would have picked it up from the other room. Come in.
All three of them are
Wait.
also looking at it. The Shih Tzus.
Just keep it here, and you know, and he's not allowed to take it.
It's too far.
It would. Okay, I'll keep it here. समझ में आ रही? पीछे हो जाइए. ऊपर और वहीं पे. नहीं मिलेगी. No. Let him sit down. Let him wait for it. Instant gratification in children and dogs is not a good thing.
This is a limited edition ball.
That's right.
He has already put holes in it, so
yes.
you don't give it to him.
I wouldn't. बिल्कुल नहीं मिलेगी. See, what happens is, because when he's around you, for example, he knows he can get away with a lot more than me. Will he do that in my space? No. If I am around, will he do that? No. Generally wouldn't. Here he gets to do a lot of things.
He goes and steals the baby's balls.
Because at the end, look at this. Now what he's done.
Yeah, it's a.
So, and see the bite
limited
marks.
edition Lamborghini.
That's perfectly fine. But the problem is something else, Anju. The problem is they need to understand that these boundaries are sacrosanct, right?
He's arguing with you with his eyes. He's pleading.
So the point is, a lot of times you have been told that don't scare an animal. He's a puppy, he's a child. No, please do that. Don't do that with an evil intention. Don't think you can get away with it. Don't beat an animal. Don't punish him by not giving him water, putting him on a terrace. No. But set up boundaries so that he has a happy life. Because if he breaks everything in your house, you'll be a very unhappy owner.
Yes.
And then you will have bouts of anger, frustration, buyer's remorse, all of those things.
So clearly, see, this is for his own safety as well. So it's for their own safety, pets, that you set boundaries and tell them who's the boss.
Yeah. firm repetitive action.